Hey y'all, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Life with Lachey. And today, again, I have my husband Milan with me. So if you have watched our previous videos, then you will know that we recently bought a house and decided to do a 203K full gut and rehab renovation. If you have not seen that video, I encourage you to go check it out. Many of you have asked, what is the update?
What is the update?
What is going on with the house? We recorded that video about 3 months ago, and our project was projected to take 3 months. So not only people on YouTube, but also our family is like, what's up?
What's up?
So, you know, we've been meaning to do an update with the process, but honestly, life has us bound. You know, the chains of PhD specifically has me bound. But I'm breaking free today, and we are making time to give this update. So
the shackles off her feet so she can dance.
Thank you, Mary. So today we're back with the official update, number one, update of one of many to come of what's been going on with the house. So as you can see, we're still in the same background. We haven't moved yet, but we're gonna walk you through where we are in the journey. So, you know, after we closed, we basically had to go through the process of getting permits for the house. And, you know, this is a process that usually in this area takes about a month or so.
Yeah, about a month. Yeah.
But because of COVID, things were taking a little bit longer. Things were delayed, and we had heard that from multiple sources. So, you know, this process really started, when would you say, December?
Yeah, around December. Yeah, around December.
Around December, this started. So we're really thinking like end of December, beginning of January is when the permits will happen. Well, in the interim, you know, our contractor actually did a little bit of preliminary demolition and found that
light stuff. It's okay.
Light work. Yeah. Found that there is a brick wall in the middle of the house.
Load bearing.
Yeah, and so we knew there was a possibility that there would be a load bearing wall. We wanted to knock this down. This wall is basically the wall separating the kitchen from the dining space, which the living room is on the other side of. And we had an inclination when we were going through this process before we closed that this wall was load bearing and we might need additional permission to knock it down. But the wall is actually not only load bearing, but it's like a full brick wall and was previously an exterior wall. So all that to say, that required additional permissions for a permit, and you needed approval from like an engineer since we really were making structural changes. So because of that, we're allowing a little bit of extra time for the permits and being patient and flexible about, you know, the length of time it's taking to procure those documents. So in the meantime, you know, we live in Philly. Everybody always says the winter is mild, everyth's great, but this year,
not this year.
This year it snowed and snowed and snowed.
Snowed some more. And
snowed some more. And then right when you thought it was going to give us a break of sunshine, more snow.
Snowed again.
Yeah. So in the middle of us, our contractor has decided at this point, you know, I'm going to do some exterior work before the weather gets too bad. So that was good thinking on his part. Yeah. So basically he goes, has his guys come out, paint the exterior of the house because we painted the bricks, redid the steps. The steps to the front door needed to be redone.
Boop, boop, boop.
Yep. So we got new steps. And then basically we were waiting to be able to start work in the house.
Yeah.
Now, when this happened, after he finished all the exterior work, well, not all the exterior work, the front exterior work, that's when the snowstorms started happening. So we're expecting him to be able to go in, get started, you know, and originally he told us he was waiting on a steel beam, right?
A beam.
A beam.
We don't know if it was steel, wood.
Some sort of beam.
Some sort of beam.
To put where we're knocking down this brick wall.
So meanwhile, while we're waiting to hear back from the contractor, he has told us to go ahead and pick out all of our finishes. So what you see here is a amateur interior design plan that I have essentially put together on my iPad. We go around Philly, find all the materials, the cost, design the whole house, get layouts for the kitchen. All the while we are waiting to hear back from him and have ordered appliances and everything.
So we're waiting on this beam to come in, this part, before he can get started, he says. So we're waiting, it starts snowing. His people cannot get out to the house to do work. So we're being patient. We don't want anybody to crash, slip and slide on their way to our house.
I get it, bro.
We're not homeless, like, it's fine, take your time. But it really never stopped snowing. I have left this up to him to deal with because, first of all, I don't need the stress of it. So Milan is checking in with the contractor. Contractor is originally telling me waiting on this beam, but then the contractor says, you know, we have the go-ahead on the permits, so we should be good for me to get in there this week. So he starts bringing, you know, materials like, what do you call it? Like the stuff for framing.
Yeah, the wood, the 2x4s, all that stuff. He's getting ready to start framing, taking things down, putting up new wood throughout the house.
Yeah, and he's brought his materials. They're in the house. So we're like, okay, cool. We go. So we get in this project rolling finally, and then radio silence. So we stopped hearing from him, and he already, to be honest, was not great at communicating, which I think is a complaint that is common, honestly, among contractors, that you kind of have to stay on top of the communication with many of them because most of them are not great at communicating. So we're checking in regularly because we know this going in, and he's not really that responsive. Usually when you would hit him up, how long would he take to respond?
When he would respond?
When he would respond, how long was he taking?
Man, it would take a good couple days. This is basically what happened. Snowstorm come, nor'easter, right? All of that come. It freezes. It's really hard for people to get out. We get it, boom. Brother says, hey, you know what? Can't come out today. It's dangerous on the roads. I get it, understand, sir. Hit him up the next day. Hey, just checking in, want to know what's up. Nothing. Hit him up the next day. Hey, you know what? Probably should be good now. What do you need? I can come up to the house, meet you. Nothing. Hit him up the next day. What you think he said?
Nothing.
Nothing. That's right. Friday comes. I said, hey, haven't heard anything. Need an update. Trying to get things together. Nothing. Then I had a conversation with my wife on Saturday. And I said, hey, babe.
For context, at this point, we're in February.
Yeah, this February.
So this is beginning of February at the point that we have this conversation. So think this is about a 2-week span from the time he says we should be good to go with the contract or with the permits. And then radio silence. We're not hearing anything. Okay, continue.
So then conversation with my lovely wife. Hey, so things aren't really moving, I don't think. We get into an argument. I will admit, probably a long time coming because I was not demanding things from him, you know, set in stone or whatever. She told me, oh, if it was me, I would have been fired this guy.
Okay, wait, I just want to pause and say.
No. I would have been cut him off.
First of all, yes, I rule with an iron fist, but let's give them some context because I didn't just go from 0 to 10.
I didn't say you did.
I first asked if the man was okay because we haven't heard from him. So I'm like, well, maybe, you know, COVID is going on. Maybe he had a loss in the family. Maybe he died.
He did have a loss in the family. He told me that.
Okay.
And I did say, I gave him some time. This was like 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks prior to that.
Okay, maybe
so
he was still sad.
He was still sad. That's fine.
Maybe he was still sad, but my first thought was not let's fire him. My first thought was, is he okay? But then the next day when he still hadn't responded, my question to Milan was, well, if we're supposed to be moving in, our original move-in date was mid-February. It is now the first week of February and he is not responding. How long are you going to sit on this and hope that he responds before you fire him? Because it is your job as a contractor to communicate. Now, I don't expect someone, we're not micromanagers. We don't expect someone to respond to us every single day or give us an update every single day. Once a week really would suffice, but because he was never really truly responsive, we're having to hound him for communication. Me personally, I don't really have a job. If y'all watch my channel, you know I'm a student. I make peanuts for money, okay? My husband, on the other hand, works a lot to be able to afford us all the things that we have. So because of that, I know that time is money, and I know how hard he works, and I'm telling him, I understand you're not trying to be demanding, but at a certain point, when May comes, we're gonna have to pay to live here and a mortgage. And when I say we're in this together, baby, but you the one with the jobs. So that means, do you want to fire him now and get back on track, or do you want to have to go find another job to pay for both of these places? Because I don't want that stress for you.
I don't want it for myself either.
Exactly. So that was the conversation. He has referred to it as an argument, which is fine. But that was the conversation.
It was an argument because at the end of the argument, there was a winner and a loser.
No, we both won.
I lost. No, we didn't both win.
Anytime you have to work more, you win.
Because I immediately got on the phone and talked to our HUD consultant.
And what happened?
And the HUD consultant, he pulls up our house that's in the database. And I was like, so what's going on with it? And he says, oh, he never pulled the permits.
So at this point, we have come to the realization that our contractor has lied to us and said that everything was squared away and good to go, when in reality it wasn't. And we have now put together the pieces that because either he hadn't done his due diligence and been organized in submitting paperwork, that he was trying to buy himself some time to get on track. And I think in the midst of all this, what we truly think happened was that he realized he was in over his head and basically decided to ghost us.
Ain't say not a word. Oh.
So then tell him after the HUD consultant said that, I asked, because I was not on this call, but I was sitting next to so I could hear. I asked, okay, so since he has not pulled these permits, but has done at this point, remember, some demolition, not complete demo, but some demo. He's had the exterior of our brick painted, and he has redone the steps. I have asked, at what point can we decide, if he has not responded and not gotten his materials out of our house, can we decide that we don't need to pay him? Now, my first thought is not, I don't want to pay our contractor. I want to pay people for the work that they have done. But we've given him a date to come get his things. We've hit him up for weeks and weeks. And we're happy to negotiate a fee. Now, at this point, it won't be the full fee because there's still work to do that has to now go to another contractor. And because we were supposed to move in February, we now have a higher mortgage because we can't knock those additional 3 months off our mortgage. So you're not going to get the full fee, but we were willing to give you some money for your work.
Yeah.
But our HUD consultant said, basically, if he doesn't hit you up, and technically because he didn't have any permits, you don't have to pay him anything.
And he's alive. Because we seen him posting stuff.
Yeah, he's posting on Instagram, so we know he's alive. So all of that is to say this. We said that we were going to share the not so good parts, right? I don't think that what we're going through is the exception. I think that, you know, both of us have parents who are homeowners. You know, my parents have done construction on their other house, and we know people have issues with contractors. This is normal, right? And so I think that is not unexpected. We knew that there would be some snags and some issues. But I guess what we want to highlight about this is the good thing about being in a 203K process when this happened is we were protected because we had a HUD consultant who could go pull this stuff and say, oh no, this man lied. And because with the 203K, the structure of it is such that the contractor does the work and then pulls to be reimbursed for work. He didn't get any money up front. So he ghosted us, but at the point that he ghosted us, he had gotten $0. So had this been outside of that, most contractors do require you to put some money down. We would have been out of that money. We haven't paid him anything. So yes, it's annoying. Yes, our timeline has been pushed back. Yes, we're a little annoyed that, you know, we're still in this apartment and money is of the essence when we're thinking about how much is rolled into this loan for our mortgage. But the reality is we're okay. Everything's fine. We're still within the deadlines really of the upper end of when the project could have been done. And in addition to that, apparently there's an extension for COVID in terms of the construction and the loan. So we've got an additional month before we actually have to pay to live in both places. And from our understanding, our house will be done within that time frame. So we're okay. This is not like a catastrophe. It's just like really annoying.
First world problems.
First world problems. So we got a new contractor after we fired that one. Yeah. We did find a new contractor, and you know, I've seen some people say like, can you recommend a contractor? The reality is no. We're not going to recommend anybody until our project is done, because you know, we don't know how things are going to turn out. But this contractor, we can say, is someone who has done several 203K projects. They understand how large they can be, and they are very well regarded in this city and highly respected, and our realtor has heard great things about this contractor. But our new projected move-in date is now...
Man, look,
you don't want to talk about it.
I don't even want to set myself up for no kind of dates. Our new projected date is when God allows.
When the good Lord says move, we move.
We move.
Yeah, no, I think our actual projected date is 3 months. And so our contractor we're official, we're good with paperwork, and he's supposed to start this week. So
I just don't want to put unnecessary time constraints now, because I realize I set myself up for the haze before. And mentally, I don't want to go through that again.
I was prepared for the haze and prepared to fire as necessary.
Oh, see, you don't gotta do that. That's below
prepared. What your president say? You fired.
You're fired.
I don't play. You gotta go.
All right, money. Man. Why? And how long? Your president.
What's your president?
I thought my president now is Moneybag Joe.
Moneybag Joe. Moneybag Joe is giving us some stimmy money, so this stimmy money will hold us over if things get shaky. But no, seriously, we're fine, and it's not a big deal. It's just annoying because we thought that we would be moved in. You know, we'll post another update. I'll be trying my best to be better about it. Post another update once some actual work has been done inside the house. I hope to post like a midway and a final, so maybe 2 more updates to show you what's been going on in the house. But right now, there's nothing to show you. I do want to say, we're not trying to discourage you from doing this. I still think it's great. You know, I think the only other thing I want to highlight is, in the first video, we mentioned this, we alluded to this when we talked about home buying and we talked about renovations. The selling point for me on this property was that even if we bought the property and just sat on it for a month and sold it without doing anything, we would make money. So to me, even if everything went wrong,
it still applies.
It still applies. Yeah. We made a smart investment with this property. The property values on the street are excellent, and it's a hot block. So if everything goes wrong and we never move into this house, I strongly believe we would not take a loss on this house. And in fact, I think we would make money. Even if everything, I'm just trying to be conservative and say, you know, the Lord giving, the Lord taketh away. But I'm just saying, the way that I agreed to this house and that you picked the house is that we picked a smart investment, and even if things did not go 100% our way, we would walk away okay from this, and probably better than we started out. So I think the key is, you should do it. Find a good property to invest in and get you some good contractors that know what they're doing. And that you don't have to stay on top of. Make the expectations clear and make the consequences clear.
Yeah.
That's it. So.
And men, listen to your wives, because they be right sometimes.
That's what the Bible say. So, anywho.
What verse?
The verse.
What verse?
The verse where.
Book.
The verse where God said, put it in the husband manual.
All right. Y'all be blessed. Y'all have a great day.
Of the husband manual says, listen to your wife.
I'm about to go smoke this brisket. Bye. Bye.
Love you.